हेलो एवरीबॉडी, वेलकम टू फन विद आरजे। एंड आज बनाने जा रही हूँ एक पेंटिंग कैनवास बोर्ड पे जो 30 बाय 23 इंच समथिंग लाइक दैट है। वो इतना बड़ा कैनवास है एंड उस पर हम जो पेंटिंग बनाने जा रहे हैं वो है राधा कृष्ण की। एंड ये हम बनाएंगे वाटर कलर, एक्रिलिक कलर से और थोड़ा बहुत पेंसिल कलर भी यूज़ करेंगे इसमें। सो लेट्स गेट started on with our video. And first we have a blank canvas, so yeah, we're going to start with making the rows. So from the bottom of the canvas to the top, make a straight line and then do a parallel line and then sketch out the hand very carefully, because on a blank canvas, even if it's a white canvas and you're using a pencil, you won't be able to erase the pencil out of the canvas board. So you need to be careful with that, and be sure that we use a very light pencil for it. You can see we have completed the sketching of Krishna, and we are moving on towards the pagdi and the little small details after we do a rough sketch. And now let's move on towards Radha's face, and we will complete that. And after sketching a rough sketch of it, we're going to get into the details more and more. Let's go. Now let's sketch the face of Radha, and here I am using a 42 color palette of watercolor. And now let's start painting. I have finished the face of Radha, and for painting Radha's face, we're going to use red, orange, yellow, black and white. And white and black are basically for the outlines, and orange, red and yellow are for the forehead. So here I'm using a technique where you can paint from the two techniques of the same thing. You can either use a technique of darkest color to the lightest color, or you can do the lightest color to the darkest color. Here, first while painting, I preferred darkest to the lightest, and while blending, I preferred lightest to the darkest. And now let's start painting the face of Krishna, and here also I use the same technique except for different colors. Here I used cool tones colors, whereas I used warm tone colors on Radha's face. And here I'm going to use colors black, dark blue and light blue. That's it. Blend from bottom to top, as we have darker colors at the top and lighter colors at the bottom. Let's complete the face of Radha. And to do that, first I did not show you that part where I painted whole face except for the forehead black and white to make a grayish color. You can use a palette and blend it in there and then put it on the canvas, but I prefer to do it directly on the canvas because blending takes a lot of time, so I did it directly on the canvas and just blended it over there. And then I just showed you the rest of the whole process, making the eyes. Just leave the eyes white, or you can do is that if you have a bright white, the brightest white, you can color it gray and then you can do it white. That's totally fine. But if you don't have a bright white or acrylic white, you can leave the portion white because if you don't leave the portion white, the watercolor white is not going to help to make it little bit whiter even. So just use acrylic white or leave the portion white. I have used a very nice technique, as most people do not have the dotting tools. Here, if you have a scratching paper, with the scratching paper it comes a wooden stick which is round at the bottom and is flat at the top. So you can use the flat part, and which that flat part is also round. So you can use that flat part or sharpen it or let it blend, whatever you choose or like how your dolls to be. So you can choose like that. You can either sharpen it or leave it blunt. You can use that to make dolls. And now after adding the dots, we would add a thick line of black and blend it with white to make the shadows. And now let's add the details on the flutes and everything, and let's continue with that. After completing the shoulders, we got completed with Krishna, and now we are moving on towards Radha. And first we're gonna start painting the rose, because we have already completed the whole face. Yeah, and we have completed the whole face, so now we are gonna move on towards the rose and then the body. fun part for me was doing the background, because background had like no details in it actually. From the starting, we would just start from a black base and then move on towards the details, which was just a small flower and some squiggly lines with white. That's it. That was the most fun part of me doing this painting. So the best way to do peacock feathers is to just make small dots of dark blue and then a little bit of red and then green coming from the blue, which would result in the blending of them, and then a little bit of brown. That would make the feathers, and just make some strokes as well.
Guys, the painting is complete after all 2 months. Actually, I've been making from July 10th. I have a whole record of it, and after making it from July 10th, today currently I'm shooting this video is 13 October, and the whole September actually I did not paint it. So you can guys calculate it. I told you the whole day I've been making it for 2 months now. I am so happy that it's complete. And now let's take a look at it and remove the masking tape from the borders to reveal a white clear border. Let's go.
Start removing from here. It's upside down right now because I painted the bottom of it.
Here we have. Here is a painting. Ta-da!
For the final step of the painting, we are going to varnish it because I want my painting to be really strong so that the paint doesn't wear off quickly. And when we frame it, it's gonna be very strong and will not wear off quickly. So you can apply some varnish. If you don't have a thick brush, you can use a normal brush. That's enough. I have the varnish, and before applying it on anything, first we would take some of it in the brush and try to apply it at the place where you think that, so that the paint doesn't come off, right? We don't want the paint to come off. So I'm just gonna try it at a place and then she'll come back to you guys.
So now we are complete. Our painting is complete, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.